So we continue with reading drawings. This time it is an assembly drawing. So a few things that first jump up, and this should be here. And no, I was wrong. This should also be here. Usually in assembly drawings, you give more or less like depth, width, height in general, so that whoever's reading it knows how big this thing is. And you usually put these balloons. They represent the positions, like position 1 is this flap thing, position 2 is this hinge assembly, this is a sub assembly, so assembly in an assembly. 3, where's 3? Flap support, whatever, these things. And this basically says how to assemble this. To anyone who has done this for like who has a bit of experience will know how these parts come together according to this drawing. My opinion is you should give as much information as you can to make things clear. Like in this drawing, it's very clear. Like you have a screw here, these screws here, and there's screw 4 and screw 5. These are these M5 times 14 or M5 times 8. And this is very clear. But if we can go over here, and now this is a 3-part assembly, right? There's the sheets. I think the sheet is what we had. Number 1 is this big sheet. Flap assembly is this one, the number 2. So it sits over here. There's 6 of them? Yeah. And now we have the screws. So here, if you say number 3 is here, there's a section. This is a screw that connects the number 1, so position 1, to position 2. And there are 24 of them. So here it's also relatively easy to know where they go, right? Let me just get another assembly that's harder to see. So here's some parts are missing because screws and such. But I'm pretty sure this is the top. Yeah, this is the top assembly. And here you can see most of these are screws. Personally, I don't like it. I think the screws should not be at the top assembly of a standalone component, but yeah, whatever. So here you have upwards of 100 screws, I would say. Upwards of 50 for sure. And then it like you as a designer, you know exactly where each screw is and what each screw does. But for someone who sees this for the first time, it might not be so obvious. So you should, I think, it's my opinion, that you should make it the easiest to show where each thing goes. Because if you have here 48 of the M6 times 12, and you use them for different interfaces. So let's say you connect whatever this is, like let me show you from the side. Yeah, this plate here, you know what, I'm going to show you on the assembly. So this, whatever this does, doesn't matter. And if you use these are the, whatever they are, these are screws. And if you use them here to connect these to the wall, or to connect this plate with this sheet, and then you also use them on this side, but then you also use them here, and you also use them there, it can get pretty confusing. Like, you know what they do and where they are. Whoever is assembling this might not. And so if you use the same screw in different positions, I would recommend you section those spots, those locations, and you show what goes where. It's just, in an assembly, you should have relevant information, such as how big this is, and here, like that. And those are like the important distances or measurements that you want to include. Now you can do details, you can do sections to show the different aspects of whatever it is. Like, let's say here, these are rivets. And do we have a, can I show it in a cross section? Probably not. Let me cross here. Always the third one. Yeah, okay, this is already fixed. Like you see, these need to be like alternating. In the beginning, I designed this thing. Like you can see here and there, this is wrong. It should be like this. You have one here, one rivet here, one rivet there, and you cannot have them at the same spot. This is a design guideline that I did wrong. This is the part I modeled, and you know, you can always learn new things, and you can always fuck up a bit. And in my opinion, these 5 are too much, but whatever. It is how it is. And let's see what else. So this is this part, whatever it does, doesn't matter what it does. And you can also, let me, good. So this is the assembly we just saw, like a second ago. And it has these 3 dividers. So here basically they tell you, as we said, this is missing. Because now you can see, if you look at both drawings at the same time, you can see that it changed a bit, and you can add this and so on. And this also changed a bit because the height was a bit lower before. And yeah, so this is a super simple assembly. You basically take the part from before, you lay down these 4 things that are supposed to interact with each other with these clampy thingies here. And yeah, that's the assembly. Super easy, super simple. And what else can I show you? So these assemblies are not the same as assembly instructions. You might wanna. All right. So this is a plate. It's similar to the plate I showed in the first video about drawings. It's not quite the same, but this is look at it as a package, basically. This thing on the one hand, it needs to be assembled, and you cannot assemble it like this. Like you cannot put in the screws and then connect it to another part. But in like 3D in the CAD, you have to do it like this, and you have to decide where do the screws belong to. Like, do they belong to this plate? Do they come with this plate? Because each of these assemblies is a package. Like this package contains 1, 2, 3, 4, however many. Together, this gets delivered together. And basically, because this plate is connected to another plate through these screws, it comes together so that whoever is assembling this could take this package, put it where it's supposed to be, and then screw it in, and later on do the rest of the things. So you can see some screws are missing here, because yeah. But yeah, this is the logic behind these things. Let's see if I can find something else. Yeah, no, I don't know. I think this is enough for now. But basically, I always have to argue with you know, my superiors, because they're always like, oh, just put this screw once. And I'm like, but whoever reads this will not, like, this is not super understood, it's not super clear, and I would rather have each position more than once so that someone like can get around this drawing faster, more easily, rather than, oh, I put it there, it's your problem to find out where. And then like they assemble something, it's like, oh, where does the last screw go? It's like, there's no need to make other people's lives harder. Not everything that's super clear to you is super clear to other people. And that's something that you learn slowly in life. And yeah, so this concludes this video. And one thing I would love if my viewers can do, which is if you have interesting assemblies that I can showcase on the channel, that would be amazing, or parts, or anything along the lines of what I'm already doing. It's not that I'm missing ideas or material, it's just that it's a way to interact with you guys. So yeah, hit like and subscribe if you want more of this, and hopefully I will see you in another video. Bye.